y'all, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to talk about something that's kind of serious and important though, and that is getting used to the word no as a writer. And this kind of goes into different territories, and because you hear it and you need to say it a lot, and it's all about advocating for yourself. In life in general, you need to advocate for yourself. If there's something you can do or you can't do, or somebody's putting too much on you, you should speak up and say, I can't do that. Or if something makes you feel uncomfortable, that makes me feel uncomfortable. These are perfectly normal things to do, and we need to learn to do them more. And as authors, we need to learn how to accept and to hand out our no's.
Let's face it, being a writer is hard. Basically, everything about it is hard. It's hard to get noticed by publishers. It's hard to finish a book sometimes. It's hard to edit the book. It's hard to get people to read it if no one knows who you are. But it's even harder if you just sit here and think that things are just going to fall in your lap. We're going to tell you the things that you should do in order to make the writing process maybe not easier, but will make you more successful if you do these things. So the first thing, have enough discipline to actually sit down and write and finish your entire book. Just sitting around talking about writing a book and thinking about it and researching and making maps and making face claims. None of that's getting your book written. Write the book. I know, like, people ask all the time, like, how do you get started? Just write. And if you mess up, you mess up. But if you're doing everything else but writing, you're not getting anything done. And the saying no part with this, you need to set aside time every week, however much time you feel like you need to write. Don't let anybody infringe on that time. Unless we're talking family emergency, something like that, your kids need you, whatever. Other than that, it's your time.
Number 2, when it's time to share your books, whether you're going to share it on Wattpad, or you're going to self-publish it, or if you're going to query it for an agent, it is really important to brace yourself for the no's. Remember that your book isn't for everybody. People are going to say no to reading your book, and we need to be okay with that. We know our book's not for everybody. Not everybody loves romance. Not everybody loves science fiction. Not everybody loves nonfiction. You need to be okay with the fact that everybody's not going to enjoy your book. The next thing that goes along with the no's with sharing your stories is preparing yourself for the bad reviews. And that might even be in the form of an agent telling you no, and we'll get a little bit more into that in a minute. But remember that there are some things that you can do to help those bad reviews not be so bad. We always suggest before you put a book out for sale that you have it professionally edited. That is really the best way to go. Remember, this is an investment. You should expect that you might have to pay out a little bit of money, but we do understand that not everybody has the money for that. So what you want to do is make sure that you bring other eyes in to look at the book. Have your writing partner look at it. Make sure you send it out to beta readers and really let people nitpick some of the grammar errors. So you're sending the cleanest manuscript you can off to be queried, or putting the cleanest story you can on something like Kindle Unlimited.
Make sure that you're not sending a first draft out for query. If you do that, you're probably going to get a no. And not saying that you're not going to get no's if you send in a close to perfect draft, because agents hand out way more no's than yeses. Not everybody's going to get published. That's just, it is what it is. So be prepared to move quickly through that sting of rejection and keep going. Don't let it bog you down. Now, when you do get that yes, make sure you ask questions. Ask questions. Don't just sign. This is important enough that I brought out the mini mic.
I'm really glad I bought that for you.
Don't just sign whatever you're given in a contract. Have a lawyer look at it. And then if you're in the process and you feel like something's going wrong, or you're missing something, or something's been overlooked, what should you do?
Follow up.
Yeah, you should send an email or make a phone call. So if there's something that's gone wrong, say something. It's not that hard. That's where the advocating for yourself comes in. And like we said earlier, this is just life lesson. Like, writing or not writing.
Yeah.
Stand up for yourself. Ask questions. Get what you need done. And if they're not going to do it for you and you feel like you really need it and you really deserve it, drop them. Don't sign it. But the big number one thing we're trying to get across here is people are busy. Publishers are busy. Editors are busy. Everybody's busy. Things get looked over sometimes. Ask the question.
Yeah, a little follow-up email saying, hey, remember we talked about connecting me with this person in your marketing department, or remember we talked about going through this chapter of my manuscript. I will give an example of something that we did. Normally we do not, with Wattpad books, you usually don't go through the talent agent process until you're a lot closer to publishing. But we thought, what the hell? Let's ask if we can meet up with them a little bit early, just so we know we can ask some questions, because building our author platform is so important to us this year before our book hits the press. So we want to be really on top of that. So we wanted to know who exactly we could go to with questions, and Wattpad Books was amazing and said, here's going to be the talent manager that you guys are going to be working with. So feel free to ask her any questions. So awesome,
yeah.
Because we asked, and what was the worst that could happen, right? They would have said, no, that's not the process. Get back in line, hold your horses, we'll get there. But they didn't, and it was all because we advocated for ourselves and we asked. Number 4 is remember the marketing. Goes along with what I was just talking about. You are ultimately in charge of marketing yourself as an author. So it is really important that you step out of your comfort zone, make friendly with some other authors, ask them questions, and see if you can scratch each other's backs. Where this always seems to go wrong is somebody is asking for something and not going to give something in return. Remember, we're all busy. If you're a busy author, they're a busy author. So what can we do to make this a mutual give and take, and it is great for both of us? So for instance, hey, I was wondering, could you promote my book on your TikTok? And in turn, I will do a series of 3 videos about your current work. These kind of things are a give and take. So if you're just expecting to be handed something, which we see especially in the Wattpad world a lot. Can you read my story? You've never even read my story before. Why do I want to read your story? I want to do something for people that I see that they truly enjoy what I'm doing. We're much more pliable with people that we know enjoy what we're doing, and we want to thank them by doing something for them. So asking and not giving is a bad idea, and it's going to up your chances of hearing no from your fellow authors. There's a lot of writers, and so you've always just got to be thinking about, how am I going to stand out? And look, the people that are the most successful are the people that go above and beyond. So how are you going to go above and beyond? How are you going to get a little uncomfortable? How are you going to be okay dishing out and accepting the no's?
If you want to read any of our stories that we have gotten no's on before we got yeses, you can do so at Crystal and Felicity.
And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a Friday upload.
And as always, write what you love.